Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is doing good. And yep, so thank you very much for giving so much love to all the episodes before. And yes, so thank you very much for being. And it would be great if you can speak about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, hi Lakshit. I can't reveal my name. I just feel uncomfortable about it yet. So hi everyone. I am a Pakistani Hindu girl who was born and brought up in Pakistan, and now I have come to India. The first time I came here was in 2013, and since then I haven't left this country. And I'm currently residing in central India. I would rather not give the details. um,
Yes.
and yeah, I love it here. Thank you.
Yep. Great. Great. Thank you for that introduction. So before starting, that would be great if you speak about your story being a Pakistani Hindu girl and about the life. How was everything there? How was things going on? And yeah.
Okay. In order to understand that how would you be treated in Pakistan as a Hindu girl, you need to understand that it depends on the society that you live in and the people they are surrounded by you.
Mm-hmm.
My childhood was spent in Balochistan in a small town, and around class 8 I moved to Karachi, which is a metropolitan city, for good education. And so, like, in the town, in the small town, when people knew each other, when I had more Hindus around and also Muslims, so it was a lot of a good tolerant environment in the small town, because people were more friendlier. And but when I moved to Karachi, it's like I was the only Hindu girl in the school, and most of the people who would interact with me, first question they would ask is, when did you come from India? So
Okay.
from this you can understand that the awareness in the country about minorities was very less. They did not acknowledge that there are other people living here with us,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of tells you the mindset of their tolerance levels and
Mm-hmm.
their perception. So I had, like, girls have it easy. My brothers do not have it easy with making friends there. So a lot of people will be like, "Ye kafir hai, we will not play with him." So kafir is someone who does not follow Islam
Okay.
according to them. So it was kind of a hatred was always felt. And I, as a girl, was privileged enough because of my gender that people did not misbehave with me. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, they did make fun of our gods, our concepts, whatever they saw from the television. And like, even if you would be like to, if you would like to explain to them your religion, they will just shun you out, because that's the kind of extremism that persists there.
Mm-hmm.
No one would eat from my lunchbox.
Okay.
um, yeah, so there were, the discrimination is prevalent there. And like, now that my friends have grown up, now that we're 24, 25, now that I interact with them, then they acknowledge those things, and they accept that, yeah, that fear in them was there, and now they're apologetic about it,
Mm-hmm.
and sympathetic as well. But like, the little kids, they're still like that, and there's a lot of extremism going on. It basically depends on your upbringing.
Okay.
I'm not saying everyone is like that. Let me be very clear. So in my class, in my experience, around 50% of the people were extremists, 50 were very nice. And that improved with the age. So
Mm-hmm.
around 11th grade, 12th grade, there were much mature people, much more accepting people.
Okay.
And in the younger years, there's just kids. So whatever they hear at home and their madrasas, they will imply it, everything there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's a constant struggle for your identity.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, when you go to a temple, like when we would go visit the Karachi temple, we would not give the auto driver the address of the temple. Rather, we would give the address of something nearby,
Okay.
because you just want to avoid the look on their face when they're like, "Oh, Hindu."
Okay.
um, yeah, I'm not saying that uh, it happens with everyone. It's just my perception. So please just do not make it like it's a universal thing out there. There
Uh-huh.
are some auto drivers are very nice. I'm not blaming everyone. I'm just sharing. So, and now, like, you would be knowing that there's a prevalent debate going on on a temple being built in the capital city of
Yes.
Pakistan, right?
Yes.
So it's like I'm constantly debating about it. So my friends, they will be like, okay, so some of them are supporting the temple being built because they're like, yeah, minorities also have a right to worship. But
Yes.
some of them are like, no, being an Islamic state, we cannot allow this.
Mm-hmm.
And it breaks my heart knowing that I grew up with these people, okay, and they are not even accepting my right to worship.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't belong there, but I do belong there, and it's kind of a dilemma. And you love that country, but you are saddened by it as well. And here in India, I'm struggling to get accepted by the Indian community as well.
Okay.
So people have been really nice so far, but as long as we don't have citizenship yet, we don't feel like the country has accepted us.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah,
And
that's
then
about
what
it.
are the struggles there of being a girl? Like, what kind of problems do you, as a woman, saw there?
So, as a woman, if you want to study and make a good career, then you should be in the big cities only. That's one struggle, and I think that is faced by every girl out there, not just a Hindu or a Muslim. The
Mm-hmm.
small towns are not that developed. India, see, like when you compare to India, there are like a lot of big cities, big schools, good schools.
Yes.
And there, the villages are not developed, and there are only like 4 or 5 big cities where you can travel
Mm-hmm.
or where you can move, and it's not easy for families to do that.
Okay.
So that's one struggle, like in order to make your place in your career.
Okay.
The second is the discrimination from the society. Like, so if someone wants to become a model, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and so go into modeling business or something, then
Okay.
those girls are criticized very severely.
Okay.
It's Yeah, it's just a perception of people. So illiterate people are more out there, and accepting people are very few.
Mm-hmm.
So that's second. Otherwise, like generally people are quite respectful of women out there, so I didn't see a lot of discrimination against that.
Okay.
The Pakistani people, they speak Urdu, right? And it's a very polite, very
Yeah.
respectful language.
Yes.
So yeah, and obeying, like, and also respecting women is one of the things they abide by. So yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And what kind of rights to the Supreme Court of Pakistan has given to the Hindu girls and Hindus living in Pakistan or the minorities?
So for the past few years, things have been improving. Earlier, like before 2015, Hindu marriage was not even legal in Pakistan.
Okay.
So yeah, I remember my cousin getting her passport made, and she had to prove that she is married to my jiju. And like the officer questioned her, "Where's your marriage certificate?"
Okay.
And we were like, "Oh shit, there is no marriage, like legal marriage system for Hindus in this country."
Yeah.
So yeah, that again showcases the lack of awareness. So that's one thing that got legalized in 2015 post I came to India. And so there are like very few like government grants or something to help them study, like 2,000 rupees per year. That's,
Uh-huh.
I think. And there are no special laws as such. But yeah, in the parliament, a few minority seats are kept, and not for women, just minorities.
Okay.
And one more thing, I was yeah, and in the army now I see Sikhs being at good levels, like lieutenant levels.
Uh-huh.
Earlier it wasn't allowed. So like a Hindu was considered like, no, a Hindu would side with India or spy for India. But now I do see people at good ranks there, so that's a good thing. That's a good act. Not just Hindus, I think even Christians.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, things have been changing, but it's still a long way to go.
Yeah, yeah. And what do you think, like, how can CAA, the bill passed by the government of India, can help minorities as Christians, Hindus, Muslims, Buddhists, Jains all around the Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Bangladesh? And how can the law can help people?
Okay, so this law is very important, Lakshit. And in order to understand its impact, we need to understand that the CAA has been existence and power before this 2019 amendment. This
Uh-huh.
is just an amendment. Earlier, it was earlier these things were like, some of the things were not included, which I'll explain. So the only difference that the 2019 amendment brought to CAA is that the people who came before 2014 will be given immediate nationality.
Okay.
That is the only difference. Otherwise, this law has been existence since the Indian Constitution was made,
Mm-hmm.
and the same communities, the same countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and the same minority communities. The reason being, Pakistan was made on the demand of Muslims wanting to have a separate country. Okay, and the government at that time knew that in like the people who are stuck there, the minority like Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, the people who
Mm-hmm.
are stuck there, they will suffer,
Okay.
and they will need a window to climb back here and secure themselves. So that's why I think the law was imposed in the constitution. That's my understanding,
Okay.
but it has been there since a long, long time. That's how it was possible for me as well to come here in 2013 and just stay here and keep renewing my visa.
Okay. Okay.
So yes, this law. So the new amendment. Let's talk about the CAA amendment 2019, which allows me to have immediate nationality. So
Okay.
this is a huge help
Uh-huh.
um, for people like me who have been waiting for their nationality since more than 7 years now.
Uh-huh.
And the thing is, earlier you have to stay for 12 years before you're eligible for nationality. Now
Okay.
this amendment is immediately making me eligible. So it's a huge help in my career as well, because if I want to work here, and at many points I have to present a nationality. Even for a gas connection, you need to have an Aadhaar card.
Yes.
So it's quite difficult when it comes to living in India if you do not have nationality,
Mm-hmm.
and you are not eligible for many things like subsidies and all. And
Okay.
because of lack of awareness here as well, people are not aware of the laws and the rights that a foreigner also has. So if I
Okay.
had when I had to take admission in schools, it was very, very hectic, because people will just be taken aback when they hear the word Pakistan and immigrant, because they were like, everyone just thought, oh no, no, we hate Pakistan, so we should not be talking to these people. So
Okay.
they didn't even know the laws, but the fear in them made my life very difficult. So this law will definitely help a lot of people who want to move to India and live here. I would have appreciated more if it wasn't just eligible for the people who came before 2014.
Okay.
I mean, 5 or 7 years at max should be kept for each and every person who wants to move to India.
Okay.
12 years is a long time, Lakshit. Like I still cannot go to any other country if I want to travel, because
Okay.
otherwise it will ruin my record and there are many more implications and complications.
Okay.
So first thing is that education will become easier. Second is that you can own property here, and you can be a part of the president. So like you get more rights here when you have nationality.
Okay.
And the third thing is you can travel to other countries as well without any complications.
Okay.
And fourth is that you don't have to go to the police station every year to renew your visa. It's a
Uh-huh.
very hectic process.
Okay.
And that is also depending from states to states.
Okay.
So India is still developing that. There was not much recognition.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people don't know what a foreigner, like a special foreigner. I mean, we are not refugees. We are
Uh-huh.
living here on long-term visa. We pay taxes. We don't take any government benefits whatsoever.
Okay.
So, like, for such people, it will become a lot of help if we are given nationality, because we do not even want refugee status. We just want to be accepted.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so.
yeah, like
Hmm.
what kind of after the bill was okay, like passed by the Parliament of India, there were a lot of protests going all around the country. Like, did it have
Hmm.
make a change, or there is some differences, or there are some kind of like what kind of problems and did you know you're facing now?
So I am still afraid of telling my nationality and my identity
Uh-huh.
because of this only. So you never know who is supporting what. Okay, so when you reveal yourself, you are maybe putting yourself in some sort of a situation where people can judge you and
Okay.
be against you and even become violent, because there were a lot of protests going on. So I don't want to be a target of any of that. So first thing it had affected me was that there were a lot of debates going on, like those people who knew my nationality, they started asking my opinion on a lot of things, because
Okay.
yes, it matters, because I'm someone who is directly affected by
Yeah.
CAA, and I'm not hesitant to share my views, but I but it's never ending, Lakshit.
Okay.
So hundreds of people will keep on going on, and their perception, like from the way they see things, is their perception. And in order to clarify my situations, it was putting in a lot of mental pressure.
Okay.
So I stopped using social media, I stopped talking to people about it. And it ruins relationships as well, because sometimes people get so emotionally worked up on things, they don't understand other people's perceptions.
Yes.
um, so yes, it has kind of made me sad to see that so many people are against in something that could change many lives for better.
Yes. Yes.
I would not speak for NRC because it's not a law yet and it's not written anywhere yet. So unless there's official communication, I cannot share my views. But CAA has been there since many years. This is just one amendment,
Okay.
and this is only for the people who are here since 2000, before 2014. So it's not going to change anything on other people's lives, it's only going to change our lives who are migrants.
Yeah.
So I do not see any reason for it to be harmful. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
what kind of like like why do you think people protested without knowing the reason? Because people are going to get nationality in India. They have already already are in India, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then
yeah, they
why
are
what's
already
the
are
reason
in
to
India.
protest?
So the first thing is, Lakshit, people don't research enough before posing their views. They will just see a meme, they will just see some article,
Yeah,
and they will just follow it blindly. So
yeah.
there were people in Shaheen Bagh who were pregnant women, and they were still protesting. I'm going like, and I was thinking like, does this lady even know what impact the law has on her? No, they are not aware at all. So CAA, as I explained, it has been there since before. Nobody like paid attention to it until this amendment came.
Uh-huh.
So you should research about it, read about it first, and use your mind to see how it impacts you. It's only for the people who are already here since 2014.
Yes.
Why do you care?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would just say that people read about things and become aware before making a perception.
Yeah, true, very much, very true, very much. Yeah. And can you get a nationality now without being feared about anything because the country has already passed the law? So, like, can you get the nationality now?
It's still a sensitive topic for us. So, I read that a few of my friends also. I'm telling you, there are a lot of debates are going on, right? So many people were in touch with me. So a
Uh-huh.
few of my friends were like, okay, so earlier as well, there was something like that passed. I'm not sure even. Okay, so this is also something I haven't found online. I haven't been able to research about, but there's a fear is still there when people are spreading rumors that
Uh-huh.
no, whoever goes to nationality, they might be killed or something,
Okay.
um, by the mob or mob lynching. I don't know. So these are all just rumors are still going on. So it is a sensitive point. As far as now, I mean, I don't know anyone yet who has received nationality on the basis of that law
Okay.
yet. Yeah,
And
I'm
then
not aware. I think because of the COVID pandemic, the focus got diverted from this. So maybe we are hoping for good news, and
okay.
I would rather stay quiet till I receive my nationality.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And like you can just go and maybe pay somebody more or bribe somebody and get a nationality. So like, why do you think that's wrong and why not to do that?
No one should ever do that. So like that was still possible even when I came to India. I don't know anyone who has done that, but
Okay.
I know it can be done.
Okay.
But you should not do that, because in the long run, if you want to stay in a country and you want to be accepted by them, then you should not commit crimes.
Okay.
um, Abide by the law, respect the law.
Mm-hmm.
The law listens to the people who deserve the justice, which I can see happening. Like CA was something like to bring justice to me, to my fate.
Uh-huh.
Um, so like I'm scared of crimes anyway. I never even cross a red light. How
Yeah.
can I make a fake identity? No
True,
way.
true. And like, why do you like? Why you like you said you mentioned that mob lynching can happen, because of the rumors around. Because you said you don't get that information. So, but why do you think mob lynching can happen even in the country with a Hindu girl, coming from Pakistan and suffering?
Then why did people protest without knowing
Yeah.
that Hindu girl from Pakistan are coming? So um, it's unaware mob everywhere.
Okay.
So you never know what can affect you, right?
True. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And what would be your, like, before ending this, what would be your message to anybody who doesn't know the law and did not read about it and is protesting? So what would be your message to them?
I would request them to consider the law separately and not think about NRC and mix and jumble these things up,
Okay.
because what they're doing is that they're just hearing things about NRC without a proper source, and they're just jumbling this with CAA and making something else out of it. So
Okay.
first is that view a law with your own, like with a proper opinion solely. Second is that understand things from the perception of people who are actually suffering from it, like
Okay.
myself. Um, consider what will it change in my life. My life will change dramatically. I would be over the moon. So consider things from our perspective. We suffer a lot when we change a country. It's not like going to the US and the proper planning and a job or anything. We just came overnight. We just took our bag, ran overnight. We had no jobs, no money.
Mm-hmm.
We struggle a lot. So yeah, so consider that before you think about it. And fourth is that when you think that so this law should be more inclusive, Muslims are not here and all. So
Okay.
let me tell you something before deciding that. Just talk to a Pakistani Muslim on
Okay.
Facebook, Twitter, anywhere,
Uh-huh.
and just ask them, are they willing to move to India forever?
Okay.
And if they say yes, they want to move to India forever, and because of this law only they cannot come, then you can think, okay, yeah, this law is not that great. But as far as I know thousands of Muslim friends from Pakistan. Nobody wants to move here forever. They want
Okay.
to come here, travel, sure.
Uh-huh.
But moving is a different thing. And again, the Indian immigration laws, they can apply through those laws as well.
Okay.
So a Pakistani Muslim or Christian or any from any other country, an American Muslim, whoever, Nigerian Muslim, I don't care. They can come from the from the usual immigration laws. They
Okay.
don't have to rely on
Mm-hmm.
CAA. This law doesn't say that other immigrations laws are inapplicable.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
True. Yes. Yes. I'm just very sorry to know. I had a question over here. Is like
Hmm.
you said we pay taxes. Then why, like, people are taking taxes from you, but why they don't want to accept you as as a Pakistani Hindu or whatever?
So not everyone knows that I have been a responsible citizen. Only those would know who are in touch with me. And
Okay.
as I mentioned earlier, like those people who are protesting around the country in Delhi and all, they don't know me. I haven't communicated with them, and I won't even come in the spotlight now because it is kind of a sensitive situation right now, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of hatred that comes your way. People attack you without knowing
Uh-huh.
about yourself.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like this podcast of yours might help people know that we do not come on refugee status. We are rather immigrants who are not taking any government benefits. We pay our taxes and everything as
Yes.
applicable according to the laws.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, thank you very much for being here. It's my pleasure having you. Hope I didn't, affect you in some way of asking things about this. But I'm very happy that you just joined us and spoke about your perception, your ID uh, back of this law. And yeah, so thank you very much for being here. It was and it will be always my pleasure to have you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lakshit. I'm really happy to be here and to be able to answer your questions. I wish people would be more accepting, and they would read and be aware more before thinking and making a perception about a law and acting on it.
Yeah, yeah, true. Thank you again.
Thank